Okay, so the plan of this project right now is to take this little hoist that I have here and move it into the crotch here by using this 2x12, and I'll kind of create a webbing on each one of these so the beam will actually stay on the webbing and more or less laminate them together, and by doing that it's going to raise it up approximately another foot, which allows, if you ever got a really big deer or bear, you could kind of hoist it beyond the rafters so it's not touching the ground down here. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. I'll start taking some measurements and try to be the most efficient I can with that 2x12, since, you know, whatever I don't use I can use for some other project later on. Okay, so I've got the first two blocks, the chainfall hoist beam installed, and what I'll do is I'll fill in these two joists, maybe on both sides, to buttress it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got a 12-foot piece, so I could actually put 2 on each side of each joist, and that'll really create a web to make this really strong. So that might be what I end up doing, and I'll use this entire 12-foot lumber. But yeah, it's gonna work pretty good. I think it's in the right spot. It's in a good spot, and if I want to make it even stronger when I'm done, I can actually put maybe some upright 2x6s or 2x4s right there up to the top 2x4, and that way it'll make it even stronger. So anyways, looks good. I think it's gonna work well. One thing about getting old is my back does not handle bending down. I bent down there at one point and my back kind of popped, so I'm gonna take a minute here to stretch. When you get older, you gotta stretch. Your back starts to feel it. Anyways. Okay, so the chain block is installed now across the rafters. Like I said, I might actually double up all the 2x12s to make it a little bit stronger, but I put a little hook in there to hang the gambrel, and I'll probably put another hook on the other side to hang the chains when I don't need it. Then when I drywall the whole ceiling, I might put a little false roof there so it's easy to hide it out of the way when you don't actually want it hanging down. But all in all, that's a nice job installed. Well guys, it's been a while since I've worked on this chainfall beam installation, but essentially here is the finished product. I've got 3 sections here. I've got the middle one out right now, and basically I've got 3 hooks just like that in there that I hook it onto depending on what location I want the chainfall hooked up at, and then do some work. So it's a pretty slick little operation. I can just put a piece of plywood in there to close it off when I don't want it open to help heat this place up. But it works pretty slick. I'll show you how it works here in a second here, because I've got to do some work on my ATV, and I'm actually just going to hook the front of my ATV to lift up the front to do the work. Time to get to work.